Hello and welcome to this wonderful video about life, time, and your personal relationship with money. Today, we are going to explore an extraordinary book that can help you find true freedom and peace. This classic guide is called Your Money or Your Life, and it was written by Vicky Robin and Joe Dominguez. The authors spent many years studying how ordinary people trade their precious time for a monthly salary. They noticed a very sad trend where many individuals work hard but feel completely trapped in their routines. People often spend more money than they earn because they want to impress their neighbors and friends. They buy modern cars, large houses, and expensive electronics using high-interest credit cards from the bank. Then they must work even harder and longer to pay for their growing bills and heavy lifestyle debts. This constant cycle creates a massive amount of mental stress, physical tiredness, and personal unhappiness. The book teaches us that money is not just a piece of paper or a digital number on a computer screen. Money is something much more valuable because it represents your limited personal life energy. Life energy is the actual amount of time you have on this beautiful earth to live, love, and explore. When you go to your daily job, you are not just trading your skills for a cash payment. You are trading a specific piece of your limited life energy that you can never get back in the future. Therefore, before you spend $20 on a luxury item, you must ask yourself a serious question. You must ask if that specific item is worth the hours of your life energy you spent to earn the money. This simple change in your mindset will completely transform how you look at your wallet and your future. The guide shows us a clear step-by-step system to achieve true financial independence and total happiness. To start this journey, you must learn how to calculate your true hourly wage accurately. Most workers believe they know exactly how much money they make every single hour at their jobs. If a manager pays an employee $20 an hour, the employee thinks that $20 is their wage. But the authors explain that this official number is a dangerous illusion that hides the real truth. To find your real hourly wage, you must subtract all the hidden costs associated with your employment. You must look at the money you spend on commuting gas, train tickets, and professional work clothes. You must look at the money you spend on expensive office lunches and daily stress relief coffee drinks. You must also add the unpaid hours you spend traveling to the office or thinking about work at home. When you calculate all these numbers honestly, you will see that your real hourly wage is much lower. Let us look at a clear daily example involving a young office worker named David. To see this, David works as a marketing assistant at a large firm in the middle of a noisy, busy city. His official salary is $24 an hour, and he works 40 hours every single week. David feels very proud of his salary and believes he is making a nice profit from his labor. However, let us examine the hidden costs and hours that David experiences because of his job. Every morning, David must spend 1 full hour driving his car through heavy traffic to reach the office. He spends another hour driving back home in the evening when his stressful workday officially ends. This means David spends 10 extra hours every week traveling to and from his company desk. David must also buy expensive business suits and polished leather shoes to look professional for clients. He spends money on dry cleaning his work clothes and eats expensive restaurant meals with his co-workers. When he feels extremely tired after a long day, David buys premium energy drinks to stay awake. He also spends money on weekend entertainment simply to escape the mental stress of his job. When David adds all the extra hours, he realizes he spends 50 hours a week on his job duties. When he subtracts all his work expenses, his true take-home pay is only $12 an hour. David trades 1 hour of his precious life energy to receive 12 real dollars in his pocket. This discovery shocks David and changes his entire perspective on his daily spending habits. He realizes that when he buys a $60 shirt, he is not just spending his paper money, he is spending 5 full hours of his limited life energy to wear that single shirt to parties. This calculation makes David much more cautious and mindful when he looks at items in a store. He decides to protect his life energy by reducing his unnecessary expenses and saving his cash. The second step in the system is to track every single penny that enters or leaves your life. Most people have no idea where their money disappears to at the end of every single month. They look at their empty bank accounts and wonder why they cannot save any money for retirement. To fix this problem, you must keep a small notebook or a digital spreadsheet with you constantly. Write down every cash transaction, every card payment, and every small coin you spend during the day. Do not skip a single item, even if it is just a cheap candy bar or a small parking ticket. At the end of the month, organize your written expenses into unique categories that fit your lifestyle. Create categories for grocery food, apartment rent, car maintenance, entertainment, and health costs. Then, convert the total money spent in each category into the hours of life energy you spent. This practice will show you a visual map of where your life energy is flowing every month. Let us look at another example involving a young man named Mark, who decided to track his money. Mark loved to drink sweet gourmet lattes from a famous coffee shop near his apartment building. He bought a large coffee every morning for $5 and thought it was an unimportant expense. He believed that $5 was a tiny amount that did not affect his long-term financial health. After tracking his expenses for a month, Mark discovered he spent $150 on coffee. Mark calculated his real hourly wage and knew that he earned $15 an hour from his labor. This meant that Mark spent 10 full hours of his life energy every month just to drink sweet coffee. He was trading more than 1 whole workday every month to pay the famous coffee shop company. Mark decided that 10 hours of his limited life energy was too high a price to pay for coffee. He bought a simple coffee machine for his kitchen and started making his own warm drinks every morning. He saved over $100 a month and used the money to build his emergency savings account. Tracking his money allowed Mark to see the true cost of his daily choices and make smart adjustments. The third step in the system is to create a large wall chart to monitor your financial progress. A wall chart is a powerful visual tool that keeps you motivated and focused on your long-term goals. The chart should have two distinct lines that move across the paper over the passing months. The first line represents your total monthly expenses, and the second line represents your total monthly income. Every month, when you complete your calculations, update the lines on your large wall chart with colorful markers. Seeing the lines move will give you a strong sense of control, excitement, and daily satisfaction. Your ultimate goal is to watch your expense line move downward while your income line moves upward. The book introduces a beautiful psychological concept called the fulfillment curve to guide our spending. The fulfillment curve explains the direct relationship between spending money and feeling happy in life. The curve has 4 distinct stages, which are survival, comforts, luxuries, and absolute clutter. The first stage is survival, where you spend money on basic human needs, like simple food and shelter. When you are starving and buy a loaf of bread, your happiness increases by a massive amount. Spending money for basic survival brings the highest level of fulfillment to any human being. The second stage is comforts, where you spend money on items that make your daily life easier and nicer. You buy a comfortable mattress to sleep on, a reliable washing machine, and some warm winter clothes. These items are not essential for survival, but they significantly improve your daily comfort and well-being. The third stage is luxuries, where you buy non-essential things that bring grand pleasure and enjoyment. You take a beautiful vacation to a tropical beach, or you buy a high-quality musical instrument to play. These luxuries add flavor, beauty, and excitement to your human journey on this earth. However, if you continue to spend more money, you will pass the peak of the fulfillment curve. You will enter the 4th dangerous stage of the curve, which the authors call clutter or waste. Clutter happens when you buy things that you do not need, do not use, and do not have time to enjoy. You buy a large television for every room, a fast boat that sits in the garage, and hundreds of clothes. These excess possessions do not bring more happiness. Instead, they bring more stress, worry, and cleaning work. You must protect your large items from damage, pay for insurance, and organize your messy rooms constantly. You become a slave to your own physical possessions, and your life energy is wasted on material clutter. Highly effective people learn how to find the exact peak of their own personal fulfillment curve. The peak of the curve is the precise point where you have enough for survival, comfort, and luxury. Enough is a beautiful place where you feel fully satisfied, peaceful, and free from material jealousy. When you reach the point of enough, you stop buying more junk and focus your time on meaningful things. Let us look at a narrative example involving a successful corporate woman named Emma to see this. Emma worked as a senior financial manager at a bank and earned a very high monthly salary. When she started her career, she lived in a small apartment and felt very happy with her simple comforts. As her salary grew, Emma started moving past the peak of her fulfillment curve without realizing it. She bought a giant suburban house with 5 empty bedrooms and filled them with expensive designer furniture. She bought luxury leather bags, gold jewelry, and a massive television screen for her living room. But Emma noticed that her daily happiness did not increase when she brought new boxes home from the stores. Instead, she felt extremely stressed because her giant house required a huge monthly mortgage payment. She had to work late at her office every night and had no free time to visit her loving parents. She spent her weekends cleaning the large house, organizing her clothes, and worrying about her debts. Her expensive lifestyle trapped her in the stage of clutter and stole her precious freedom. After reading the book, Emma decided to evaluate every single category of her monthly spending. She asked herself 3 powerful questions for each category to find her true fulfillment peak. First, she asked if the money spent brought her an amount of fulfillment equal to the life energy spent. Second, she asked if the spending was aligned with her deepest values, beliefs, and personal goals. Third, she asked how her spending would change if she did not have to work for a salary anymore. Emma discovered that her large house and luxury bags did not bring her real joy or deep satisfaction. They were simply status symbols that she bought to look successful in front of her corporate co-workers. Emma bravely decided to sell her giant suburban house and move back into a cozy, small apartment. She sold her excess furniture and clothes online and used the cash to pay off all her debts. Her monthly living expenses dropped by 60%, and she felt an immediate wave of peace. Because her expenses were low, Emma did not need to work late at her stressful office anymore. She left her bank job and started a peaceful local tutoring business that she controlled completely. She now had plenty of free time to exercise her body, cook healthy meals, and visit her family. Emma successfully found her point of enough and reclaimed her limited life energy from material clutter. To help you reduce your expenses naturally, the authors share several smart frugality strategies. Frugality does not mean living a miserable, poor life of deprivation and constant starvation. Frugality simply means using your limited life energy with deep wisdom, respect, and high efficiency. The first strategy is to stop trying to impress other people with your material possessions. Other people are too busy worrying about their own image to care about your car or your clothes. Buy items based on their actual utility, durability, and value to your life, not for social status. The second strategy is to learn how to maintain, repair, and take care of the things you already own. fix your own broken chairs, wash your own vehicle, and mend your own clothes when they tear. Taking care of your possessions makes them last longer and saves you a lot of money over the years. The third strategy is to develop your useful skills and learn how to do things yourself for free. Learn how to cook delicious, healthy meals at home instead of ordering expensive restaurant delivery. Learn how to cut your family's hair, paint your own rooms, and grow simple herbs in your garden. These activities are not just cheap, they are also highly creative, fun, and personally satisfying. The fourth strategy is to anticipate your future needs and buy your items in large wholesale quantities. Buy your groceries, soap, and non-perishable food when they are on sale at a low price at the store. Avoid buying items impulsively when you feel sad, bored, or emotional during the weekend. The fifth strategy is to reuse, recycle, and look for high-quality used items before buying brand new ones. You can find beautiful furniture, books, and tools at local garage sales for a fraction of their original price. By applying these simple habits, you will notice that your monthly expense line will drop rapidly on your chart. You will build a large cushion of savings that will protect your family from any unexpected economic crisis. The next phase of the system focuses on maximizing your monthly income through conscious labor. While you are reducing your expenses, you must also value your life energy when you are at work. Try to increase your salary by learning valuable new skills, improving your productivity, and working hard. However, you must never sell your soul or compromise your personal values just to get a larger paycheck. View your day job as a temporary tool that provides the capital you need to buy your ultimate freedom. As your savings account grows larger, you must learn how to invest your money safely for the long term. The authors recommend investing your capital in safe government bonds or low-cost market index funds. These stable investments pay you a regular amount of interest or dividend income every single year. This passive income is incredibly special because it does not require any of your physical hours or labor. Your saved gold coins are working for you day and night while you enjoy your personal life. As the months pass, you will add a third important line to your large visual wall chart. This third line represents the monthly passive income that you receive from your growing investments. At first, this passive income line will be very low and sit near the bottom of the paper chart. It might only pay for a few small items like your monthly internet bill or a grocery trip. But as you continue to save 10%, 30%, or 50% of your wage, the line will rise. It will steadily climb up the paper chart month after month as your total capital multiplies. Eventually, a magical event will happen on your wall chart, which the authors call the crossover point. The crossover point occurs when your passive income line crosses above your monthly expense line. This means that the money you receive from your investments is larger than the money you spend to live. When you reach this glorious crossover point, you have achieved absolute financial independence for life. You are officially free from the modern rat race, and you never have to work for a boss again unless you want to. Your daily survival is permanently secured by your army of automated investment slaves. You can choose to leave your job tomorrow morning without any fear of poverty or bill collectors. Let us look at an inspiring story about a young woman named Linda who reached her crossover point. Linda worked as a dedicated primary school teacher and earned a modest salary for her teaching labor. She loved her young students, but she felt exhausted by the long hours and endless school paperwork. She decided to apply the principles of Your Money or Your Life to change her future path. Linda calculated her real hourly wage, tracked every single cent, and found her point of enough. She cooked simple meals at home, rode a bicycle to school, and lived in a modest apartment. She successfully saved 40% of her monthly teaching salary every single year for 12 years. She invested all her savings into safe index funds that paid regular monthly dividends. Linda updated her colorful wall chart every month and watched her lines move closer together. In her 12th year of teaching, her monthly dividend income reached $1,500. Her simple monthly lifestyle expenses were exactly $1,400 at that time. Linda looked at her chart and saw that her passive income line officially crossed above her expense line. She wept tears of joy because she knew she was finally a free, independent human being. She did not quit her teaching job immediately because she truly cared about her young pupils, but the deep fear and mental stress of her job disappeared from her mind completely that day. She worked with a calm, relaxed spirit because she was there by choice and not for a paycheck. When the school year ended, Linda decided to reduce her working hours to just 2 days a week. She spent the remaining 5 days of her week painting pictures, reading books, and volunteering at a clinic. Linda transformed her life completely because she was willing to manage her life energy with discipline. This ultimate freedom is the magnificent destination that the book promises to every dedicated reader. True wealth is not about having a high social status or a collection of luxury toys in a large mansion. True wealth is the absolute ownership of your time, your days, and your personal choices on earth. When you are financially free, you can focus your mind on the things that truly matter to human happiness. You can build deep relationships with your family, help your local community, and protect the environment. You can live a life of true purpose, creativity, and spiritual peace without worrying about money. Let us quickly review the core practical steps we learned from this inspiring guide today. First, understand that money is your limited life energy and spend it with deep respect. Second, calculate your true hourly wage honestly by subtracting all your hidden job expenses. Third, track every single penny that enters or leaves your life inside a small notebook every day. Fourth, create a large visual wall chart with lines for income, expenses, and passive returns. Fifth, find your personal peak of the fulfillment curve and learn the true meaning of enough. Sixth, reduce your monthly expenses by practicing smart frugality, D, skills, and avoiding clutter. Seventh, maximize your income during your working hours without compromising your core values. Eighth, invest your accumulated savings safely in reliable assets that pay regular passive income. Ninth, watch your lines closely until you cross the magical crossover point of financial freedom. 10th, dedicate your free time to living a meaningful life of growth, service, and happiness. Do not feel overwhelmed or afraid if you are starting with zero savings or heavy debts this morning. Every free, independent person started exactly where you are standing right now on this path. They started by changing their daily thoughts, their spending habits, and their view of time. Start small today by writing down the cost of your very next meal in terms of your life energy hours. Look at your closet and notice the material clutter that does not bring real joy to your heart. Read good educational books, practice your personal discipline, and save your copper coins. Be patient with your financial progress, because building a freedom fund requires consistency and time. Trust the natural laws of thrift. Protect your daily systems and take action when opportunities arrive. The modern world has incredible rewards waiting for those who can control their material desires well. Take full control of your attention, upgrade your internal maps, and unlock your ultimate potential. Your beautiful journey to absolute independence and a peaceful life begins this very single morning. Make every choice count. Stay focused on your system and enjoy the wonderful fruits of your life energy.